right, guys, and welcome back to Just a Couple Guys Talking Football, episode 2 with PJ and Tate. Here we go, Tate. I'm gonna let you lead off. We've been chatting on the side, but preseason football is in full effect, and I know you have thoughts about it. I know I have thoughts about it. I know everyone in the world has thoughts about it. Why don't you give me what your thoughts are?
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, podcast land. Our second episode. Super pumped. Yeah, I'll just tell you from a Broncos perspective, the media is crowning them AFC West champions. Just oh my gosh, they're in the Super Bowl window. From last episode, you heard me. I'm high on them, but not that high on them, and it's like that for a lot of teams. I talked a little bit about the Bears last night. It's just so hard to tell with preseason. I was telling you earlier, like if you look at all the years with Bill Belichick and the Patriots, they were going 0-4, 0-3 all the time. So it's just, I get it. We're all excited, but it's also like let's hunker down a lot. And then if you remember too, the first 2 weeks of the football season, there's a lot of teams that are really trying to get their wings under them. So, yep, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Nothing too much other than that. Trust me, after the Broncos played the Niners in their preseason game and kind of got smacked around by the Niners second team D, I was a little upset, but then I also had to tell myself, hey, just calm down. Sky's not falling.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
your
it's
composure.
it's so funny
So
because in all honesty, podcast folks, Tate and I had a conversation about the outline for today's show last night. And my whole thing was, hey, everyone just relax. Don't get too high, don't get too low. And then of course, I go and proceed to watch the Bears' first drive, and my heart is a trembling because it's Caleb Williams goes 5 for 6. They're going.
two
They're
tight ends
playing.
deep. Yeah.
They're playing with precision and pedal to the metal. And I'm like, all right, nope. But man, I so wanted to get more excited than I did last night. And that's the whole thing point that I think that we're trying to bring up, folks, is that listen. I've heard so many things throughout the week, which I'm sure Tate has too, that, oh my gosh, this guy in a practice looks so bad. Or then the next day you hear, oh, he looks so good. Or this team looks so good in a joint practice. This guy scored all these touchdowns. Well, in a joint practice, folks, they can't tackle. So if that guy catches a ball and doesn't score a touchdown,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, if he's out in front of
there's-
people,
yeah.
there's no point, because it's kind of, I know I get it's like two-hand touch, but it's, then you hear about like the Lions, ruled the Dolphins in joint practice, and then of course the Dolphins beat the Lions in the preseason game. Folks, I'm going to tell you this, and I think that's the point that Tate's trying to nail down, is you do not see what they are trying to actually do as a team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to show their hand in a joint practice. They're not going to show their hand in a preseason game. And they're absolutely, barely going to show what they're doing other than to figure out how to fill the roster up. That's
Yeah,
what go ahead.
I'll even take it a step further too. Is they're not like in preseason games, they're hiding some of their depth guys.
Oh, for sure.
So I mean, when they hit the waiver wire, like, okay, gosh, we got that guy back. So there's so much finagling and so many moving pieces, and also too, a joint practice is there's no sacks either. So
Right.
I mean,
Right.
so there's a completion. They kind of almost got to let them complete it. No tackling, all that. So yes, we all get into it. Like I've been glued to the Denver Broncos. In fact, like uh, what is it? Diana Rossini and who's the old backup quarterback for Sean Payton? Is it
Oh,
Daniels? Charlie
Chase
Daniels.
Daniels.
Chase Daniels. Yeah,
Yeah.
again with me with my names, I'll get them better, folks. But So like, I mean, they're just, oh my gosh, the Broncos and this and that and this and that. And then Kay Adams comes and oh my gosh, the Broncos, this and that. And then I think I even saw something on Pro Football Talk. They had the Broncos win the AFC West. Is like, come on, like, let's just, let's just back it down a little bit. But Sean Payton has been putting it out there. And so, like, sometimes you can look at it that maybe he is trying to get this team to believe in stuff. Me personally, I want to fly under the radar. You know, we stuck up on people last year, but yes, it's just, yeah, everyone needs to relax.
Well, I think part of the mystique or the hype for you guys is that Sean Payton's in the second year, or well, third year, right? Third year,
Third year, second year
third
with
year,
Bo Nix. This is Bo
second year with
Nix's,
Bo Nix, and
yep,
that's what I was trying to allude to. I apologize. But the whole thing is he had to redo this whole culture, get rid of Russell Wilson, get Bo Nix in there, get the players he wants. I agree that Sean Payton is a great coach. I've told you a couple times. I think he's going to take you pretty far, Tate. The defense is really good. Is it championship caliber? I don't know yet. But the one thing that I think that the Denver Broncos is missing, and they might have it in that RJ Harvey, is a true running back that Sean Payton likes. Because as you and I talked about, and this is just kind of glossing over that hype for the Broncos, I've heard it too. I've heard it from multiple sources. Oh my gosh, they're going to be a power to be reckoned with. We'll see. But if they have that true running back that Sean Payton likes, because he does not like to run the ball, as we know, but he likes to use that running back as a short game kind of guy, which he's going to
yes,
catch the ball then run. Like
yes,
his running game is, I'm going to throw a 2 yard pass and try to run it.
yeah, yep,
So,
yep. No,
I mean,
exactly. And like I said, until Sean commits to a running game too, which I think would be very good for him to do it this year. And it's going to take a lot of pressure off of Bo Nix because they're gunning for him now because all the hype with Bo Nix. So, but yeah, we'll see. Um, yeah, gosh,
I
who is
mean,
the other team? I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals right now with the, with the, Ty Hendrickson or Trey Hendrickson. Uh, I just listened to Pro Football Talk before this, and they're even
mhm.
saying that he's going to get traded, and it may even go into week 2.
Well, I think the whole point is, and that was nice segue to our next point is there's guys requesting trades out there. There's three there's three in our minds. And that's Micah Parsons, Trey Hendrickson, and Terry McLaurin from the Commanders. Uh I do agree with Florio and Sims on thinking that Hendrickson will get traded because at this point, I think he will. There's going to be
Yep.
a team that's going to probably offer just enough. I know that the Bengals are holding out for more, but pretty soon it's going to come to the point to where they're going to need to get what they can get from him. Or, as in either he's playing or I need a draft pick back. Let's just go. Because they got to figure it out. And he's got to figure it out because he's got to start playing. So my point is, I do think he's going to get traded. Who's that going to be? I mean, I don't think they're going to trade inside the conference if they can. But
No,
you know
they
what?
don't. They're even going to try not to do it in the AFC
No, that's what I'm
because I
saying.
mean,
Like, they're not
if
going to
you're a
trade in the
heavy hitter,
conference. Yeah.
yeah, if you're a heavy hitter right now, and I'm telling you, I would go for it if I was a few teams.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I
I
listen.
just don't understand why the Bengals do this though. Like they do this crap every year. They do it every year. It's like pay your guys. Okay, they pay 2 wide receivers. Okay, here's a
Mhm.
question for you. When was the last time two Hall of Fame quarterbacks won a Super Bowl? Or two Hall of Fame, or excuse me, wide receivers that are Hall of Fame wide receivers have won a Super Bowl.
I mean, I think the last one that you could even go to is probably the Rams, with some of their players, but that's
Hey,
about it.
I'm saying that the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I mean, and I see what point you're trying
Talking
to
Hall of
make.
Fame, yes, like you can find these guys everywhere. I like to me, what's the problem with the Bengals? Their defense. So
Well,
I
and
just
yeah.
two, 2 cents on the Bengals. In
So
fact, I got 'em on moving forward on our conversation today. So
No. I mean, and I totally agree with you. And part of the point that I have with the Bengals is this is the way that they play it. They just, and this is coming from the owner. This is coming from the owner. I totally believe that. I mean, if you look at it, yes, he signed 2 top wide receivers, but if you did listen to Pro Football Talk today, as you did, as you said, and I did too, and I'm not trying to repeat everything that they said, but they got a steal on their 2 wide receivers. T. Higgins gave them a deal. Okay, so and they're doing this also, by the way, to satisfy Joe Burrow, so he doesn't
yes,
walk out the door like Carson Palmer. Okay, so but the thing is, Burrow can only do so much on that one side. Hendrickson is played his butt off and wants a new deal
deserves
because
his
I get it.
paycheck.
He's on the wrong side of the of 30, and I get it. Yeah, and guess what? If I'm him, anyone by now, give me somebody that's going to give me a 2 or 3 year deal to where I want to be, and I'm in. All right, let's talk about some people that Hendrickson could go to and if where it would make sense. I agree with you. Let's just do this. Let's just count out the AFC because they're not going to trade within the conference, as you just said too. Let's go NFC. I think a couple teams to watch out for. I think the Packers you should watch out for. I think the Packers could totally make sense for them. I think the Lions, if they're actually trying to think about something, they could make sense. And I hate to stay in the NFC North, but you know what? After what the Bears did last night, and us going to the Super Bowl from that preseason performance, I think the Bears got to be on there.
Yeah, in which all of them, anyone in the NFC North should go for them. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, what are the Rams looking like? I know years past they give up all their number ones, but
Yeah.
it worked. What's San Francisco? Um,
Yeah, that's a good point. San Francisco is
I've
a
heard the Commanders. I've heard the Commanders.
so the only thing I heard about the Commanders is they did sign Von Miller, so they're kind of happy with Von Miller, and he's already kind of penciled in.
Yep.
But as you and I know, Von Miller is really just like a 10 game kind of guy, not a true 17. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like he's not
Just
going to
like
give
when
you.
he was here in Super
Mhm.
Bowl 50, with DeMarcus Ware and him.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, my whole point is this: if I do believe that Henderson's going to get traded. Now, an interesting point that came out today, and I waited to bring this up to you at this moment is the Patriots have said that they are preparing to trade, or they're prepared to trade a high level draft pick for a player. When I heard that news earlier, a friend of mine texted me and he said, "Oh, this has got to be for Parsons because they need Parsons." And I go, "Well, hold the phone. I could see that they need Parsons, but the Patriots actually need a wide receiver. And if they're looking at it, Terry McLaurin fits what Vrabel likes to do. He's a possession kind of receiver. He's not too flashy, but he
Yep.
makes plays. And I'll be honest with you, if the Patriots are truly thinking about trading for a player, I think that's McLaurin all the way. So, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
Yeah. No, that's not that's interesting. You still got Josh McDaniels running that offense and kind of the Bill Belichick philosophy, I guess. I guess they did trade for Randy Moss back in the day. So they kind of like to develop their wide receivers. Um, don't know enough about Vrabel if he did that in Tennessee. He did have AJ Brown. He drafted
Mm,
him though.
yeah.
But so I think, yeah, I think that's a good fit. I do. I do, but like it's still kind of the Patriot way type of deal is you got to be in practice. You got to know the system. It's kind of late.
Yeah, no,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I think for me, the point being is as much as Stephon Diggs can take you. I mean, because that was their splash move in free agency for a wide receiver. And yes, they're developing young, like Edelman type receivers now. There's a guy out of like Eastern Washington or something right now. I think,
Cooper Cup.
yeah, Cooper Cup. He went to the same school. I think his name is Chisholm or something. But needless to say, they need some help on offense. And
Sky,
Terry McLaurin.
baby.
Big time, big time, big sky. There you go.
UNC
Uh,
Bears.
There we go. We had to get the shout out in there real quick, everybody. Just
Gonna be there.
the over under was 15
They're gonna
minutes,
win
and
2 games this year. I got a good feeling. Okay.
the over under was 15 minutes for the podcast, and it was under. So that's the official DraftKings post.
Yeah.
But needless to say, like I said, I think McLaurin is an interesting trade piece out there for some teams because I don't see that the Commanders want to let him walk, but they better pay him soon because teams do like him and he will fit a lot of schemes. He's not too flashy, like I said, but man, he makes plays. And watching him make plays last year for Josh McDaniels is a big deal. Now, the last person, of course, that could be on the trade block is Micah Parsons. He's not going anywhere, guys. He's not going anywhere. I did see recently where there was a news story or a Twitter post about the Packers had a deal on the table for Parsons, which actually, being a Bears fan, scared me at first when I read it. I was like, oh, because it made too much sense. So that's why I'm saying I'm not discounting that. I'm not discounting that, but the Cowboys aren't trading him. Because if they trade him, they're waving the white flag, and as we both said before, that's not going to happen. All right, well, so real quick, folks, we're going to get into a short segment here as the thunder rolls through Illinois. I don't know if you guys can hear that from my microphone, but if you do, there you go. We're going to get into boomer bust teams. Now, these teams have potential to be of either a 10-win team or, a double-digit loss or nine or more. So, Tate, I'm going to let you take off and go with your first one, and then we'll kind of go from there.
All right. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
We haven't seen it. We haven't seen a 10 loss season with Mike Tomlin, but I just think with the Aaron Rodgers fiasco, I know he's been hurt quite a bit. He's showing his age. I could see it happening this year. And I just think with the whole organization, it's just every coach has its day in the sun and it could be winded down. However, I think Mike Tomlin's a heck of a coach.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree with you. Really tough division. It could be interesting to see what happens with that team. I totally agree. I tend to side on the other way with that team, but I totally hear what you're saying because I thought about them on mine. My number one team is the Patriots. I think you could see a big turn. I really do. Now, you could see a big turn, or you could see them still lose, 10 games. Yeah, like they have 8 wins. That's totally fine, but I'm just saying they could also sneak in there. In fact, I started looking at my playoff picks, and I was so close to putting them in. Yeah. But anyways, number 2. I like it. Yeah, number 2 for you?
I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos.
Ooh, I like it. Why? What's your figuring?
And I'm high on them, but this team is so young. It's so young. There's been rumors out of camp that Bo Nix has had one good practice where the offense won the practice.
Okay.
It's been a little rough.
Okay.
So that's my thing. And then with just all the hype, can this team handle the hype? Because they're so young. And Sean Payton being stubborn and not run the football. I'm high on them, but I can see it.
It almost makes me feel like it almost makes me feel like you're just doing that just to say like, hey, no, I put them on there, man. They could be a bust. Like, so you're just covering your bases. All right, my number 2 team. And this is a little shocking. And I definitely think they're going to lean more towards the bust, but the Titans. There's something about the Titans. They were like the 2nd overall in defense last year. Cam Ward coming in, is it going to be like a switch flipped, almost like Jaden Daniels? Do you see something like that? I don't know. Listen, folks, I have no idea. This is just a gut thing that maybe the Titans are a little bit better than we think. And can they do like a Commanders type of move in the poor AFC South? Maybe. All right, I'm gonna jump into my number 3 and switch back. So I'm gonna go with the San Francisco 49ers. Like them. I think that they are actually going to be more boom than bust. But there's something nagging at me with them. Like, okay, it's almost like that Seahawks what happened to the Seahawks? Oh man, we got young players, we got this, we got that. And, oh, we signed Russell Wilson, and all of a sudden they start falling down. So they just signed Brock Purdy. Trent Williams is on the way back part of 30. He's the best left tackle in the game when he plays. I totally agree. George Kittle's getting up there. They don't have the same players. They lost Greenlaw. They lost Kuminga, right? The safety to the Broncos. There's pieces missing. What do we know about McCaffrey? I don't know. There's just something. There's something that tells me that the Niners could all of a sudden just be kicked in the teeth again. So who do you got for your number 3?
My number 3 is I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions.
Oh, I thought about putting them on mine. All right, good.
I still have them winning the division. I can see a bust just because how many new coaches they got.
Yeah.
I heard they're running a slightly different offense. That takes time to gel. I mean, they still had how many people were injured last year? Are they healthy coming into the season?
Great point.
That's what I don't know. I mean, but I love me some Campbell. I could see them having a year where it's just not their year, and then swinging right back.
You know what's so funny, because that's exactly what I was thinking about with mine, and I was so close to putting the Lions on, and I was like, I just couldn't do it. All right, for me, number 4, and I don't even know why, but the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I have them asterisked here. I was going to do the same thing too.
Liam Cohen is actually a decent offensive coach. I'm not saying he's the best, but there's something that could switch there with Jacksonville. They're young too. They've just got such a young core that you could just all of a sudden just see it clicking. But I could also just see it not clicking and then just start getting pummeled. So there's just something there about them. So who do you got as your 4th?
Well, just real quick on that.
Go ahead.
Travis Hunter's injured again too. So he's been in, just for if people don't know this, he's been injured every year in college and he's missed time with it. So I think it's they need to be careful on how much they're going to play this kid, because he's a talent, but his frame is pretty small and he's got a lot of injuries stacking up throughout his college career, now going into camp.
And that's a great point. Real quick, I just want to jump in and be like, Travis Hunter playing cornerback, trying to tackle Derrick Henry. Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. My next one. You know what? I'm going to do it, even though I had them ranked really low last time we talked. Is the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh, yeah. I actually have them.
It kills me. It kills me to say this, but they got a good head coach coming in, and then sometimes that's all you need just to change the culture. And I think they got some pieces.
Well, let's even talk about, it's more than change of culture. It's change of quarterback. Geno's coming in. And I'm not a Geno apologist or a fan, but that changes some things. Because now all of a sudden you got Pete Carroll, which we talked about the last time. Pete Carroll knows how to coach. And in all honesty, the Raiders were my second team, but I scratched them out and I put the Titans. So they're my honorable mention. But I totally hear you. I totally agree with you. There's something going on. And then you watch Genty truck that guy, the defender, not to get too high in preseason, but he has 3 yards the first game, then he's trucking people the next game.
Yeah. Sometimes all you need when you're down in the dumps, just a new coach, a new philosophy, and team just hit the ground running.
No. So. All right, my number 5 team, and I did not do this because ESPN paid me. Is the Dallas Cowboys. Seriously, folks.
There we go, talking about the damn Cowboys again, PJ.
Here we go. I'm just gonna.
Cowboys.
Right, let's talk. I had to get him in on the show because we need the clicks. It is only our second episode, folks. Yeah. So hey, hold tight with us. Hashtag Cowboys. But I will tell you this: getting George Pickens in there as a second wide receiver matters. Micah Parsons is going to probably play for them. Let's just be honest. I think he's 80% going to play for them. When? I don't know. But there's just something about the Cowboys that they could sneak up and do something stupid and sneak their way into the playoffs. Like that, oh, look it, we fell in the 10 wins. That's how I kind of feel like it is. Because what if Dak's healthy the whole year? Dak's healthy the whole year. Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, because Pickens in the contract year, by the way, too. Plus, so is Micah Parsons, who will probably want to walk next year if he doesn't get his contract. But folks, I'll be honest with you, he's going to get his contract. It makes too much sense. Like, what if they just all of a sudden just go haywire like they did a couple years ago? I could be completely off, and actually, but it also could be to where Brian Schottenheimer is not ready to be a coach, and all of a sudden they just tank it and they go to 10 losses.
That's where I'm at. And I heard their defense is god awful right now. At least what everything showed last year, and preseason it hasn't gotten any better. Now, like we briefly talked about last episode, it's just Jerry Jones can't help himself. I don't get why he hires who he hires.
Yeah.
But also, too, like, big names don't want to go there anymore.
No.
So,
yeah. All right, who's your last team?
Oh, my last team. Let's see here. I'm looking at a few here. Kind of what we talked about earlier. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. More of a bust. Even though Joe Burrow is my favorite quarterback.
Yeah.
What has their defense done? They got a new defensive coordinator.
Al Golden. Yep.
And that could mean the world to him. I'm just telling you, I just think it's putting a bad taste in the locker room with not signing Trey Hendrickson. It's just the ownership doing what they do.
You know what's funny is I thought about the Bengals, and especially because of their boom capability. But you're right. I mean, if things slip up again, like we've seen from the Bengals, by the way, folks, a couple times, like they lose games that they shouldn't. Like the first game against the Patriots last year, that basically shot them in the foot. When you lose games that you shouldn't, guess what happens?
Yep.
You're not going to be there.
Well,
and then your tendency to be a bust is there. So I can't disagree with you. I totally hear you.
If you look at a lot of their, they always start super slow. I mean, I think it's been,
oh my God, it's been forever.
I think they go 0-2. I think they go 0-2.
I think actually the last time that they won the first game of the year was the year they went to the Super Bowl, which is what, 20, like it's almost 6 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, all right, give me the teams that were on the cusp for you.
I had the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm with you there. Yep. And
we don't know what J.J. McGinnis is going to do at quarterback.
And that's also J.J. McCarthy, but McGinnis for only his close personal friends.
I'm going to keep that one going.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? It's going to be if we're going to have listeners of this show that are going to start texting us to keep it up. So
yeah,
keep it,
I know. No, there's just too much unknown.
Yeah.
Like, hell of a coach, got a good defense, got a lot of good pieces. I could just see it.
Okay, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. And why I decided not to was O'Connell finds a way with every quarterback he's ever had. And the other thing that I'll be honest with you too is Brian Flores is a really good defensive coach. Really good defensive coach. So my honorable mentions are pretty much the Raiders and actually the Vikings. I was right there with you. The Raiders though, Pete Carroll's not going to change everything the first year, so that's why I didn't want to say it, because I don't think that they're going to boom that much. But could they be an 8-win team? Yeah, absolutely.
8 or 9.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because because he's going to bring a competitive philosophy there, and something that the Raiders have been missing for a while. So, all right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us for our second episode. Stay tuned. Later on, our next show, we're going to pick the over-under totals, win totals for every team in the NFL. We just compiled it together. We're going to talk about it, draw an outline, talk about it. But you got that coming up next. Tate, anything else to add before we leave?
Nope. No, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hey, folks, stay tuned. And then in 2 weeks, we've got our Just a Couple Guys playoff and Super Bowl predictions. It's always a big show. Now, listen, I do have a streak alive that I've picked the right two teams the last 2 years and have not picked the right winner. But We'll see if I
It's
can
pretty
keep it
good.
3. Hey, it's not too bad. So, hey, thanks for joining us, but we are out.